Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Okay, what you saying, people, and welcome back to another live stream. Hope everyone is doing good. Like always, guys, any pairs or anything you're looking at in the chat, please be sure, well, looking at in the charts, be sure to leave it down in the chat. We'll take a look together, see what's happening. If you haven't done already, make sure you go join my Telegram channel. I post my updates there, setups, watch list, trades, videos that I create. So feel free to check that out if you want to. Links in the description. And if you are looking for a broker, I do have my affiliate link to IC Markets as well. So feel free to check that out if you want to. But yeah, guys, welcome back to the stream. Hope everyone is doing good and having a good week so far. Welcome, Nick B. Miko, I've been waiting for you. Nice, good to see, man. Welcome to the stream. Eduardo, hello. How are you? Anus, good morning. I'm doing well. Looking to sell your receipt, chef. Okay, we'll go take a look. No problemo, Omar. Right before the stream starts. Beautiful. Great to see you, my man. David, welcome back. I'm currently on vacation in the Philippines. Nice. Love the content. Appreciate it, my man. I've been to the Philippines. How was it there? Zap Pro, welcome to the stream. Good morning. Please check pound yen, pound USD, USDC chef. Of course, no problem. Fast and safety and jump into gold. Yeah, it do be like that sometimes. But yeah, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I hope everyone is doing good. Cheatsa, probably said that wrong, but your USD, of course, take a look. Shiny P, as always, good morning. Arturo, what's up? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. Hope you are as well. Gold, pound USD, pound Swiss, of course. MKKM, yo, what's up? Hope you're good as well. Okay, let me start taking a look at these charts before I get clogged up again. Okay, so Euroseat Chef, Aina said first, and I'll go into pound USD, gold, and pound yen. Okay, so Euroseat Chef sells. Yeah, Euroseat Chef is in a nice place to sell, I do admit. On the daily time frame, we are coming into that area where we could be looking to form a major lower high and continue this overall bearish sentiment the market's been in since pretty much March last year. So it is looking like a good place to sell. Coming into this level here, this is kind of like a double top and the neckline of that double top, so to speak. So obviously rejection 1, rejection 2. We tried to rally on, failed to do that, saw the bears come through, break structure, and now obviously coming for the retest here. So if this retest is successful, we expect the momentum to carry on to the downside and see the trend continue. So yes, Euroseat Chef is a nice little place to sell. I do admit, coming to this zone here on the 4H, nice few weeks into that. It's a little bit corrective, it's a little bit choppy. So I'll wait to see if some momentum can come back into the downside, and that could be a nice little entry trigger there, because you can see price is kind of squeezing a little bit in this channel. So it might correct and break to the downside, or could even push through. But nonetheless, it's in a great place to sell, and a place where only sells do make sense. So if you are even looking for buys, it doesn't really make too much sense there. But Euroseat Chef sells look good, 0.98300. It's a little bit corrective, so let's see if we can get some momentum come back into the market. I do like the wicks, the price is leaving as well. Nice sign of rejection, showing that we're failing to break higher. Now let's just see if we can get momentum come back in, because we are a little bit corrective in this area, and we could actually break to the upside. So yeah, Euroseat Chef, great little sell there. I'll wait for confirmation. They're not quite there ready yet, but it's in a great area. And if you can see some momentum come through, I would expect to see a lot more downside for Euroseat Chef. It's a nice little spot there, Anus. I mean, we were talking about Euroseat Chef last week, weren't you, as well? Okay, so pound yen, pound USD, Euroseat Chef. We'll get into gold as well. Arturo, yesterday natural gas was crazy, sold to 6.58 and bought back and waited for the big renounce at 6.2. Okay, I've actually looked at natural gas since last time I looked at it yesterday, so I have no idea what's happened, but I'll take a look in a second. How far, Miko? A long time since someone said that to Miko. But yeah, I'm good, Big Bang. How are you? Hope everyone is good. Euroseat Chef, ADCAD, of course. How are you? I'm good. Hope you are as well. Chisa or Chaser, sounds like a football player's surname. The market looks quite slow and choppy. Yeah, I mean some are. I mean the euro pairs. I mean the dollar pairs. Sorry, they've kind of been a little bit the kind of trend to the upside a little bit. Nothing too special. I mean, nothing like last week anyway. And it's already Thursday as well. So yeah, it has been a little bit choppy. I do agree with you. On that one. Euro UD. Okay, let me get through some of these pairs. But yeah, morning everyone. Hope everyone is doing good. We didn't really see too much with the news yesterday. I don't think we have anything too crazy today as well. I'll go check in a second. But yeah, for pound yen, for this one, still kind of just in that area where we could be looking to roll over, place a lower high in the market. You can see being very, very corrective, but it looks like the market's having a really, really tough time trying to push through this resistance. So if we can see some momentum come back into pound yen, we could actually be looking at another bearish swing to the downside. Things are still a little bit choppy, very, very choppy indeed actually. You've got all these high lows the market's been creating here, and the market has been stalling at this resistance. So if you can get a breakout of this kind of pattern here, you would expect to see the next bearish swing to the downside. And again, I wouldn't be too aggressive because higher time frames are still pretty bullish for pound yen. But a push into this kind of level here would make sense, 163,500, and then we might actually bounce to the upside as well. But pound yen is experiencing a lot of resistance around here. So if we can get a break of that structure, I would expect to see the next swing to the downside. But yeah, I wouldn't get too excited because it is very, very choppy, which is why I haven't actually looked to trade it this week. Well, I was looking to trade it, to trade pound yen coming into the week, but it's just been very, very corrective, so I've just stayed away, to be fair. Like I was saying yesterday, I like it when price action is a little bit cleaner. Not to say that I won't see the downside move. It could still, drop to the downside very easily, but it's just not really taking my fancy, not really something that I'll look to trade. But pound yen, I do have a bearish bias for that one. It's having a lot of wick rejections up there, which is looking good. So if you can break through some structure, I'll be expecting 163,500 for pound yen. Is anyone looking to trade it, or is anyone currently in a trade for pound yen? Pound USD likewise, looks like pound yen, pound USD all kind of stalling at these highs here. Again, with pound USD, we were seeing a lot of upside momentum. I was talking about this level here yesterday at 1.22, 1.21 as an area we could come to, reject, and then maybe see some more downside for pound USD. Because obviously this is the monthly time frame colossal level which the market has broken, and we yet to see a retest, and this could be the retest of that. So with pound USD, everything is still looking quite bullish. We are stalling a little bit, so we can probably expect to see some type of retracement sooner or later. But I do expect the buyers to step back in and probably push us into 1.21 / that 1.22 area. So pound USD, higher time frames, yes, are still quite bearish, and the trend may still well be down. But looking at the daily, the 4H and the hourly, the immediate to the short-term trend is up. So I would only look for buys on pound USD at the moment. Right now, it looks like the market is starting to stall. You can see the wicks to the upside. We're starting to print here, which is a sign that we're trying to rally through, but we're having a hard time. So most likely we'll come back down, collect some more buyers to push up again, or at least attempt to push up again. It may not be successful, but I wouldn't look for sells just yet. I think buys are still the best bet. So even coming into this support could be an interesting place to buy, or even coming back down to these areas here. And again, I did say coming into the week, a retest of this resistance would be nice, but I doubt we'll come into that level by the end of the week. And we're ready on Thursday, so I doubt we'll see a move down there by Friday. So pound USD buys still the best bet. Market is struggling to move higher, so probably we'll see a downside move to collect some more buyers into one of these two levels as well. Look at placing those buys, and again with these buys as well, the market is still a little bit overextended, so I wouldn't push the buys too far. Coming back into these highs here will be a nice target to secure profit and just look to exit the trade. Really, we might push to 1.21 and 1.22 as well, but I wouldn't be too greedy with the buys because the market is a little bit overextended at the moment. But yeah, pound USD for me still bullish bias. I know it looks like the market is starting to stall and looks like it could retrace, which does look likely, but I would imagine the buyers to step back in and take it up further. So expecting a bit of a pullback pound USD, but as things stand and as my analysis stands, I would still expect to see some more upside, maybe towards the end of the day or tomorrow. So yeah, I hope that made sense on pound USD. Okay, so we'll take a look at USDCHF and gold. See what's happening with those pairs as well. Euro UD, ADJPY, ADCHF. Okay, we'll take a look. Yogesh, welcome. Good afternoon from India as always. Morning, Richard. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're good. CAD Swiss, we'll take a look. No problem. Zesty, hey, big up. Welcome to the stream. Just got home from school. I wrote English. I speak English very deliciously. I mean, to be fair, I only speak one language, so I always admire people who can speak more than one. And to be fair, I need to learn a second one. I'm not sure what my second language should be, but it is a goal to learn another one. Hello, Eduardo. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're good. Pal, Euro pound, of course, we'll take a look. Curtis, I am. Well, welcome to the stream. As the USD, of course. Hey, Tier United, welcome back. Hope you're good. Good morning, man. US 30, of course. Okay, tons of requests. Okay, so I'll go back to gold and USDCHF, and then I'll get into pound Swiss as well. Okay, so gold, gold, like I said, yes, I haven't really been looking at the pair, and I still haven't really been looking at the pair. It's looking like we're seeing some downside. I mean, we have seen that for the dollar pairs a little bit. Euro USD, slight retracement. AD USD, slight retracement. NZD pound, we just saw looking a little bit bearish. So looks like DXY has seen a bit of strength. Again, it's nothing too major in terms of what we've done in the past few days and couple of weeks. You know, we can probably interpret this as mainly just going to be retracement. Gold is a nice little area to sell, so I have been saying, you know, gold could look to roll over coming into this area here, but it's nothing really taking my fancy just yet. I'm waiting for a bit more development there, so more signs of reversal before I look to take any positions on gold. But it's coming to this strong level here. You can see it was support once, many times over here. Now it's flipped as resistance. So if you respect that level, you would imagine gold could be looking to decline for this week and maybe next week as well. So gold, nonetheless, is a nice area to sell, but right now I'm not really seeing any good to sell opportunities. Market is still quite bullish. I know it's cleared, you know, all of this structure here, but I wouldn't be surprised if we put in a higher low somewhere for another move back up again. So gold is starting to form a high around 1784, but still a little bit too early to sell unless you're looking to sell for small pips. Then yeah, fair enough. But if you're looking for a bit more of a swing trade, I don't think the swing trade is ready quite yet. We've got these high lows here, and we potentially could see another one there. So if you're looking to sell, you want price to push up again before selling, or just basically just clear this low out completely, and that'll tell us that okay, the sellers are really looking to step in, and then we can be looking for that kind of reversal there to the downside. Because either which way, there's a long way to go. If gold's going to roll over, got consolidation here as targets, you know, that'll be a really nice move, even down there potentially as well. So gold, there's a lot of room to the downside if it does want to decline. For me, it's still a bit too early to see if it will. Right now, it's kind of coming into buyer's territory. So if you're looking to sell gold, I would wait for a rally to the upside, close to these highs to sell, or wait for price to break structure, which will be even the better setup, more probable setup at least. So yeah, gold for me, nice area to sell, but no kind of confirmation just yet. And if you do sell off, you know, these are a couple targets we can look to aim for. We've got the consolidation there on the 4H, and also this price swing high there as well, which we did break through and never got a retest of. So that's another reason why price could be looked to drawn to that area around 1726, and the range around 1715, 1720. So there is some opportunities for gold to roll over here. But yeah, I'm not seeing a clear opportunity to short just yet. But if I was looking to trade gold, it would be looking to sell. Just no confirmation just yet. Okay, USDCHF still trading at that support, I would imagine. Yes, it is. So again, holding on to that support for dear life. Seeing a lot of rejection, to be fair. I do like that. A lot of rejection here. 1, 2, 3, 4 times we've come into that level. Market has held up quite strong. Again, I wouldn't look to buy right now. Reason being, we're coming into this resistance here. So, you know, if the bearish momentum does continue, this is most likely where it's going to happen from. 0.94800-ish, this area here. So most likely if the market is going to see some downside, this is the level it will see it from. If it is going to break structure to the upside, then that could be the good catalyst. That could be the catalyst we're looking for a big reversal to the upside, because we've had a colossal drop to the downside here, a lot of momentum. So even if you do get the buys there, I wouldn't push it too far. You know, this area here could be a nice place to target before we could see the bears step back in and take it lower, maybe even to break the support eventually. So USDCHF buys look good. Reason being, we're still holding on to that level. You know, this is the last push that we had before that big move that started that uptrend. So nonetheless, it is a great level to look to buy from. But as for entries, it doesn't really make too much sense entering a buy up there. You know, you'd rather try and buy it down here and then start to take profit around here, or wait for price to clear it and then get the buy above it. So USDCHF favoring buys for this one, but I would wait for that structure to break before actually looking to press the trigger. But in terms of targets, that area there, 0.965, 0.964, looks like a good target to have, because we can't ignore that momentum. I know we're at strong support. You would imagine price to see some upside, which I would as well. But that momentum still exists, and it could just be a correction, of that to see more downside. So nonetheless, this is a good place to look to start taking profits. But yeah, USDCHF buys is looking good. We'll go to pound Swiss. So yeah, for this one yesterday, I was talking about some nice sells back up at this resistance, because price was still making the lower highs. So you had, on the hourly chart, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now price has come back into this level. So if we can get back underneath this support, that would be a nice sell for me. Nice double top there. Again, I'll probably say take profits around these areas here. And then obviously if you do get to the lows, potentially further. But pound CHF sells still look good. The market's still obeying that bearish structure. Again, we're still in the same direction as the higher time frame trend, which is this trend over here since April last year. Still in the same trend there, and the market's still giving us lower lows and lower highs. Hey, thank you so much, Barry, for subscribing. Much appreciated. So yeah, we're still seeing lower lows and lower highs in the market here. So pound CHF looks like a good sell for me, but I would wait for it to get back underneath that zone. Reason being, this is actually going to be support now and could give us a move to the upside, and the market could do the exact opposite thing. So if we can get back below 1.12400, that could be a nice little entry trigger there to sell it to the downside, anticipating that double top there. And the sellers to get back in, and you've got TP1, TP2, TP3, depending how far you want to push the trade. But yeah, pound Swiss for me looking good for sells, looking very, very good for sells. Hope that made sense there too. Okay, so yeah, we'll take a look at natural gas and see what's happened with that pair. That market at least. AUD CAD, Euro CHF, we'll take a look. Big bang, no problemo. We'll get to Euro Pound 2, and we'll take a look at some of the indices as well. US 30, NAS, we'll take a look. I'm fine. I'm good, Eduardo. Thank you for asking. I'm good. Hey, Ashim, welcome to the stream. Really appreciate your trading style. Thank you. Glad to hear, man. Glad to hear. Hey, Mazzy Buko, welcome to the stream. Hope you're good. The Kingdom Gal, how do you know the pair to look at, Miko? Or you basically look at all of them and trade only ones with better opportunities? Do you have fixed pairs you normally trade? Yeah, so I basically go through on the weekends when I go through all the pairs, because I look at a lot of pairs, like 20 to 30 pairs I look at. So I can't possibly go through all of those pairs every single day and look for opportunities on them. I've done that in the past, but it's a waste of time really. So yeah, normally on the weekend I'll go through all the pairs, and I just look at the best opportunities, the best pairs that look good for the week ahead, and then I just create a watch list out of those pairs, and those are the pairs that I normally focus on. So on the stream I'm looking at other pairs, for other people, and sharing my opinions, because I've looked at these pairs on the weekend, so I already have a rough idea in my head what's going on with the different pairs. So I know more or less what's happening with the different pairs, but I do have set pairs in my watch list which I'm focusing on trading, which change every week. Some pairs will look good and then they won't look good the following week, so I'll switch them up. I don't trade all the pairs at the same time. Okay, so AUD CAD, AUD CAD, Euro CHF, US 30. And we'll get on some of the indices as well in Euro Pound. Eduardo, CHF, moment to enter. Not clear in my opinion. Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't enter coming into that resistance, because price is right at that level there where it could come straight back down. So although UCCHF is at a really nice place where we could look to turn around and see some upside, coming into these lows here, but I just wouldn't jump in straight now, because price is obviously at that high where we could see the bearish trend continue, because we've got all of this bearish momentum which we can't really ignore. So if we clear the highs and start retesting, then I would say that's a much better entry. Thank you so much, Ranjan, I think. Much appreciated for subscribing. But yeah, above that, I would say entries look good, but coming to that level is probably a bit of a late entry in my opinion. You rather want to enter the trade back down here somewhere rather than there, where most likely sellers will be looking to try and push price down. So as for the location, UCHF's in a great area, but I would say it's a little bit late to enter now. Unless we break through, then it'll make a little bit more sense. Moch, as my moderator, hi Miko and everyone made it, going to sit back quietly today so that Miko can analyze the charts. That is the goal. But yeah, I managed to add you as the moderator. I couldn't add Toko FX because I didn't know, I didn't have his URL for his channel. But I will look to add him. Anthony, my man, how are you doing? Been some time. Hope you are well. Morning chaps, morning Dylan. Welcome to the stream. Hope you are good. Okay, let me start looking at some of these pairs now. So yeah, Euro Pound. Don't worry, Ramesh. We'll get onto that one as well. But let me take a look at AUD CAD, Euro CHF, and some of the indices as well. Okay, so AUD CAD. Okay, so yeah, AUD CAD's at an interesting level because I've been looking to sell AUD CAD all week, but we've just been rallying to the upside. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was all bullish. And I said in my weekly analysis, if you haven't checked it out, feel free to go do so. It's on my channel. But I said this is the bonus pair that I had, and I was looking for some sells coming into this level because AUD CAD has been consistently placing lower swing highs and lower lows for quite some time. I'm just looking for another one to develop, which could be starting to develop, as we speak right now. For basically another move back down to the lows. So I'm looking at that developing here for AUD CAD. And I was looking at price doing it a little bit sooner at that level and then falling, but it's obviously broken through. But to be fair, it is a bit of a weekly level. So I'm interested to see how the weekly candle closes, which will close obviously in 1 day in 12 hours time. So if we can close back underneath that zone, that would be a great sign that for next week, we more than likely we're going to see a bearish week next week. If you can close back underneath that zone, next week will probably open up, maybe give us a wick to the upside and probably give us a nice push to the downside. So next week the sales could look very, very good for AUD CAD, but nonetheless we could be forming the lower high, here on the daily around those areas. So AUD CAD, I'm starting to warm up to some sells. I want price to get back underneath that level before I start looking for any entries really. But I do like what I'm seeing. It's starting to develop here. We've broken out that range. It hasn't given us anything too crazy, as in we could come back and retest the range. That could be an entry to sell. Maybe a little bit aggressive, but it does make sense. If you can get back underneath that level, that will show us real intent that the market's coming straight back down, and we could be looking at a big sell-off to the downside. But nonetheless, AUD CAD, I'm only looking at selling the pair. And we could be looking to place that major low swing high, as we speak. So sells, as price comes down, looks better and better. And if we get that weekly candle closure by the end of the week, next week should give us a nice push to the downside, potentially back down to these lows here as the first target. And then we've got the lows down here as the second. So we've got a really nice range to work with AUD CAD. Breakthrough 0.89200. We're looking at 0.87800. So a nice move there, roughly 130 pips. Nothing too crazy to be fair, but AUD CAD doesn't really normally have a lot of pips about it. But yeah, we're getting some signs the market is looking to turn around. I do like the breakout of consolidation, but that's the main level I'm looking to see price can clear. But yeah, I do see a lower high starting to develop for AUD CAD. And Euro CHF, similar price action as well, looking for that lower high to develop too. Anis did point out that earlier. So Euro CHF, again, at that nice level as well. So massive downtrend since last year, March. And we're looking at a continuation of that. Market's giving us a nice little double top in this area. So we're looking to see if we can, look to continue that move to the downside, looking for the lower high, retesting the structure, and then the continuation. So Euro CHF, great price actions, trading at a great area to look to sell the market. However, like I pointed out earlier, price is still very corrective. So I would be careful jumping into sell straight away. Reason being, we've got all of this build up of price action here, forming all these higher lows and higher highs in the lower time frames. So it's a little bit difficult to sell into that because you need momentum to break through that and start the down move like we had over here. So what I said was wait for momentum to come back in, wait for us to see a strong bearish candle on the hourly at least, breaking through that, and that could be a nice entry signal to actually take the sell, because the whole point of us looking at sells on Euro CHF and AUD CAD is we're trying to catch the next lower swing high, so we don't want to try and get in too early. We'd rather get in slightly later than getting too early and just hit our stop loss. So yeah, with this corrective structure here, I would wait for some momentum to come back through, because if not, we could actually break to the upside and actually see a push back into 0.99400. So yeah, Euro CHF, AUD CAD, similar price action in terms of we got kind of like a double top. Price is consolidating this broken structure. Euro CHF's retesting, but I'd wait for some momentum to come back in, and AUD CAD is a little bit not quite ready yet in terms of actually shorting, unless you're already short, of course. But looking for the same kind of price action, lower swing high continuation, same pattern for both of them. But Euro CHF, I'd wait for that momentum to kick back in again, because as things speak, still a little bit corrective, and we might even head higher. But I would imagine you're looking for something similar as well. Okay, so US 30, Euro Pound, I'll take a look. CAD CHF, and I'll go through some of those AUD pairs there as well. And CAD Swiss as well. Okay, I'll do Euro USD2. Watching from India, bro. Lots of love. Nice, man. I mean, I do have quite a few people from India on the street. Good to see. Show me the charts. I'll tell you the news you believe in this quote. To be fair, I've never actually heard that quote before. Show me the chart and I'll tell you the news you believe in this quote. Does it mean like it will tell you, I don't know, if the chart's trending up? I don't know. Actually, I have no idea what you mean by that quote, to be fair. I do like the quote of, what's it called again? Buy the rumor and sell the news. Not necessarily that I do it, to be fair, because I just trade my strategy. But yeah, I've never actually heard that quote before. Ines. First time I'm hearing it. Okay, so we'll take a look at Euro Pound, CAD CHF, some of the indices as well, and we'll go on to Euro USD as well. So Euro Pound, looking for a move to the upside for this one, but things have been very choppy with Euro Pound. You can see the consolidation here. Difficult to find some good entries down here. The buys do look good, but again, I wouldn't push it too far. We've kind of got our midpoint of the range around here-ish. So we've kind of got the midpoint around there. So that could be a nice little take profit there for Euro Pound. If you're looking to buy low, sell high, around 0.87500 looks like a good place to take profit at. Secure break even, and then see if we can make it to the second half of the range. So buying down here, take profit 1, clear that, take profit 2, back at the high of the range will make a lot of sense. I've been looking for this one to push into the high up there, but as time has continued, it looks very, very messy. So it's not convincing me to look buy the pair just yet. So I'm not going to be looking for positions at the moment for euro pound. I'm still on my watch list, so I'll still keep an eye on it, but I'm a bit reluctant to actually look for any entries here. Like I said, in the lower time frames, just buying the range, buying low, selling high does make sense. But yeah, I'll refrain from looking for anything too crazy or any kind of swings in this one, because it's gonna be difficult to find. But yeah, that's the midpoint there. You can see price every time it has bounced from this level has made it to that midpoint. So that would be a good target nonetheless to take some profit, maybe break even. And then if we're lucky, price will clear that and go back to the high of the range. But nonetheless, euro pound rejecting the low of the range, so expecting to see a bit of a bounce, but it is a little bit unclear as to where this thing is going next. Okay, so we'll take a look at CAD CHF. A lot of CHF pairs I looked at today: USD CHF, Pound CHF, Euro CHF, now CAD CHF. A lot of CHF pairs. Okay, so yeah, CAD CHF was actually really crazy last week. It plummeted big time, which I was not expecting. I mean, all CHF pairs kind of plummeted, USD CHF as well. But yeah, CAD CHF, I mean, overall, still looking at price coming back into this area here. Well, first, we've got the high, the consolidation, then we've got the low there. So I'm still expecting more downside for CAD Swiss. You can see the overall trend is still very much the downside. So most likely CAD CHF will eventually go and take out these lows down here and continue what it's been doing since the beginning of time, pretty much. Yeah. So yeah, CAD Swiss still looking pretty bearish. Probably wouldn't look to sell at these lows now, because we have snapped through 1, 2, 3 lows there. So it would be nice if you can see a bit of retracement to the upside first, another lower high, and then get the continuation back down to 0.7 and then 0.68 there. So that's what I'll be expecting for this one. At the moment, probably buys are your best bet for the short term. It's not really at a level that is drawing my attention, because it has broken through those levels there. So yeah, I'm not really seeing much on CAD CHF. Like I said, I expect to move higher. It's not really a buy I'll look to take, but not to say that it won't work. It's just nothing that is nothing is really giving me too much of an edge here, other than I expect retracement to happen after taking out those lows. But yeah, in terms of direction, I would expect price to go lower. So if we can have that retrace, the sales will make a lot more sense, and just look for the continuation for price to head lower, back down to these respective lows, and then 0.7 next as well. So yeah, CAD Swiss, I will be expecting more downside for that. US 30, again, US 30 still trading at that kind of area where we could be forming the next lower high. So US 30 is at a very pivotal place where we could be looking at the markets having a big relief to the downside here. So if a lower high is going to form in US 30, this is the place I would expect that to happen, and potentially another move back down to the lows. So as things stand, things are still a little bit sideways. I wouldn't say the sales are ready just yet. I mean, it does look like the market may be printing a lower high there, but to me, the market hasn't really cleared these lows yet, so it doesn't make too much sense to get into the short. I mean, it does, but you just run the risk of price finding support here and coming straight back up against you. So if we can clear that, then we've got a potential downtrend on our hands then, because we've got the equal highs up there. We've got 1, 2, 3 equal highs. So prices test that resistance 3 times, drop to the downside. This is potentially the lower high in the market. And if you clear the lows, then it is the lower high. So the retracement after that will look very good, and we can get into those sells for very high probability sells. And depending how brave you're feeling, you can look to aim it all the way down to those lows, or you've got multiple lows here to look to aim for as well for US 30. But nonetheless, we're at a very pivotal area where we could be looking at a major lower high forming, and we could be looking at a heavy short for US 30. I know things still look overly bullish, but with trading and analyzing charts, it's all about anticipation and just seeing where we're trading, and just expecting history to repeat itself, because every time we've seen one of these colossal moves, what's happened? The market has tumbled. So who's to say we won't do exactly the same thing again? So yeah, US 30 at these prices, sells look like your best bet. You wouldn't really want to be buying into the highs here unless we clear them on the left. Then yeah, fair enough. But at the moment, I would be favouring the market to roll over. So shorts up there, slightly risky, but the shorts here, if we can break through, will make a lot more sense. And yeah, it can push it however how far you want to take the trade. So hopefully that made sense there as well. Okay, I'll take a look. Arturo will get to natural gas as well, no problemo. So yeah, natural gas, AJPY, ADCHF, I'm pretty sure someone said. I'll take a look at those pairs as well, and Euro USD. Still trying to learn the moderator steps, so please do be patient with me. No worries. I mean, you're the first moderator I have, so I barely know how it works either as well. So yeah, you're learning and I'm learning at the same time. That's right, we had Euro CPI this morning, waiting for bearish candle close before Euro CHF sell. Okay, nice. So yeah, if that Euro CHF momentum can kick back in, that would make for a good sell. At the moment, still looking a little bit bullish now. I mean, not really bullish, it's kind of just correctively moving to the upside, so it's not really bullish, just slowly moving upwards. But yeah, you do want to see that momentum come through, because at the moment, price could actually break the high and go through. But nonetheless, it's at a great place to sell. You just need to wait for those confirmations to get short. So yeah, stay patient with that one. Could be a nice little short warming up there. It means the news is priced in. Oh, okay, so the news is priced into the actual market. Show me the charts and I'll tell you the news. Okay, so what the charts are showing is basically what the news is. I mean, to be fair, I don't really look at fundamentals like that, so I just look at the chart and I see the chart really, and that's about it. Okay, so let me take a look at natural gas now. Okay, oh wow. Last time I was looking at this one, we were trading around here, I believe. Wednesday around here. So we did end up taking out those lows just to grab liquidity to move higher. So I was expecting us to take out these lows to actually start continuing that bearish move, but it was a bit of a fake move for price to actually rally higher. So with this one, yeah, it's coming back into a key resistance where we could see some downside. Certainly coming into this level here actually, because it was the prior low there. For that range down the left. So sales could actually look not bad from this level if you could see some nice reactions from that. Again, I wouldn't push it too far because we have faked lower to go higher, so it looks like the market's struggling to move in that direction. So we might see something like this and move to the downside into that low, and then price could actually find some support again to rally through. But nonetheless, that could still be a nice little move to take advantage of. But yeah, it has been a little bit crazy. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's kind of just consolidating. And this is like a big fake move of that resistance there. So it hasn't really done too much, but it has fluctuated up and down a few times here, as I can see. So, I mean, nice moves. I'm pretty sure you said you sold from somewhere, Arturo. Comment is way up here. Sold from 6 to 5.8, 6 to 5.8, 6 to 5.8, 6 to 5. Okay, 6 is here to 5.8. So yeah, that's what we were trading at yesterday. Near enough coming onto the stream. So yeah, back down to the low here. Nice little trade there. And you took advantage of some buys as well. Back up to and bought back up to 6.2. Nice. I mean, the market has been very, very choppy there. But it seems like you and natural gas have got it going. Is there any moves you're looking at coming up with natural gas now, or you're just taking a chill pill? Okay, so yeah, AJPY, ACHF, and Euro AUD. We'll take a look at Elemental as well. And then Euro USD as well. Hey Josh, welcome to the stream. Hope you are good. I'm good, my man. Hope you are as well. Looking for potential longs on USD CAD, USD CHF. Okay, so you're looking for a bit of dollar strength to come back in. Short potential on the AUSD, please check. Okay, I'll go through the dollar pairs in general, actually. Go through a bunch of them. It's a quote from Bernard Baruch, an American investor. I don't know if you know him. No, I do not know him. I do not know him. The only investor I pretty much know is Warren Buffett. There's another guy, but I forget his name. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. I'm doing good, hope you are as well. In terms of gold, be very careful. We can expect gold to start bleeding again, but wait for confirmation on strong supply zone, candlestick pattern before executing. Yeah, gold is coming to that area that we could look to roll over. We'll go through it in a second with the dollar pairs. I mean, we're getting that kind of price action for quite a few pairs at the moment, which could look to roll over, but it's still a little bit premature for me. No clear entries just yet. But yeah, Euro AUD, we've had a strong bounce from this support here. Very, very strong bounce indeed. And it looks like Euro AUD could be looking to work its way back to the highs here at 1.56867. Reason I say that is because we've had numerous attempts for Euro AUD to reverse. Each time the market finds support, it goes straight back to the upside. So again, double bottom market rallies. So this tells me that the trend is very, very unlikely to reverse now, and most likely will continue back to highs and maybe break through them and continue its trend. Have looked on the higher time frames as well for Euro UD, and it looks like the market is holding a pretty strong level, which could give it the juice it needs to actually see that that reversal. So 1.53, this level here, you can see very strong support, very strong resistance, now being actually flipped as support as well. So for me, Euro UD looks like a really, really good buy opportunity. Not at the moment though. Not at the moment. I do expect it to go up, but not at the moment as in actually buying, because we've just cleared these highs here. So buying up there doesn't really make too much sense. But if you can start seeing pullbacks, higher lows forming, you know, I would entertain some buy opportunities here for Euro UD. Targets back at these highs there. And then we've got the highs up there as well as like a secondary target, 1.56800. But nonetheless, Euro UD to me looks like a very, very good buy opportunity. Not at the moment though. If you can see some retracement come back in, that would be nice. It might just fly as well. So that is also a situation that could happen. But in terms of direction, Euro UD buys look very clear. Just need to wait for the actual entry signal to find an entry to get involved. But in terms of direction, I'll be expecting Euro UD to probably take out those highs and continue. Certainly if that weekly holds, you know, we could be seeing another uptrend start and price really start flying again potentially. So do keep an eye out on this pair. Euro UD buys looking pretty good. ADCHF and ADJPY, we'll take a look at those pairs too. Where are they? Okay, there's ADJPY. So ADJPY looking pretty good to the downside. Gutted missed out on this one. Was selling this one earlier in the week, but it stopped me out, and now price is seeing some nice downside momentum. But again, it's just going to plan. You know, price is consistently placing those lower highs. So as long as we print those lower highs, you know, we're still expecting the market to roll over. It just looks like I entered the trade a little bit too early, stopped me out just to have that down move there, and is continuing very, very nicely indeed. So I do expect it to get to 92, which is this level here. So there is still a lot more downside in my eyes for ADJPY, if my analysis is correct, of course. And we could actually be looking to take out these lows too, but that's a little bit more aggressive because the higher time frames are still bullish. So I wouldn't really try predict it to take out certain lows if the market's still creating higher highs and higher lows. You know, I'd rather try and predict highs to get taken out than lows. But nonetheless, this is a very key support where the market has come 3 times. So I do expect it to come a 4th. And maybe from here, we might go bullish again. Who knows? But ADJPY is looking pretty bearish. So if you're looking at selling this one, let me just mark out 92. So 92 roughly around there. If we could see pullbacks into some areas of resistance, some sells would look good for this one. Now I'll start to take out those lows. You know, another lower high printed. That would be beautiful. Got 1, 2, 3, 4. Could look for a 5th one, something like that. And another move to the downside, back down to 92 there would look pretty good as well. Obviously, coming into this area, don't really want to look to buy it. I mean, sell the pair, coming right into that support. So if you can see that one more up move, a nice bullish candle, we can take the shorts after. But in terms of direction, lower highs are still present, so looking for 92 down there. And ADCHF, can't find that on the old list, so we'll search it up. Okay, ADCHF, what is going over here then? So yeah, I've actually really looked at this pair this week, still very, very corrective. But nonetheless, the trend to the downside is still very much, in play. And I think it is actually breaking through a pretty strong level here as well on the weekly. So yeah, we do have a pretty strong level rejection here on the weekly time frame as well. So ADCHF is actually looking very good for sells. There's a good chance we could see ADCHF trading back at these lows, after the rejection here. You can see the prior week, nice bearish engulfing. Looks like we just come back to test that area again. Could actually start to sell off to the downside now as well. So yeah, any up move with ADCHF, I'd say look to sell it. You can see the lower highs, 1, 2, 3, 4. If we do see another up move, most likely it'll print another lower high again, 5, and then we'll probably see the downside continuation. Might not see it from there. Price might come and retest this level, and then we see the up move we're looking for, and then we get the sell off to the downside. So something like that could look to happen with ADCHF. But in terms of direction, I would only be looking to short this pair at the moment. So yeah, sells look good for ADCHF. Not at the moment, things a little bit corrective, and we've kind of already had a big sell off. So yeah, you don't want to be entering now unless you want your stop loss to be all the way above here. If your stop loss is above there, then sure, you can look to enter. You would have a good, safe stop loss, but your risk reward will be a little bit skewed. But yeah, if you can get one more up move, you can look for the sells from there and look to take it back down after that. So yeah, HA price sells look good, ADCHF sells, and EURAUD buys look good. So it looks like we're seeing a lot of AUD weakness in the charts at the moment. I don't really pay attention to strength and weakness really too much because as a swing trade, it changes all the time. Monday, Tuesday, you could see AUD strength, and then the rest of the week you see weakness. So it's a little bit difficult to predict and work your way around. So I just go with the flow really. Okay, so hopefully that made sense. Okay, so I've definitely missed out some pairs somewhere. If I did miss out your pair, just feel free to leave it down in the chat again. Okay, I'll go into EURUSD next as well. Actually, I'll go for the dollar pairs next. And okay, pound CAD, Joey Brown will take a look. Do you live in London by any chance, mate? How do you get into Forex? Yes, I do live in London. Get the accent probably gives it away a little bit, but yeah, I do live in London, and my dad introduced me to Forex about 5 years ago. So yeah, I mean, I was 17, 18 at the time. But yeah, my dad introduced me to Forex actually. Pound NZD, of course. Yeah, I got a sell from 6.4. Gonna wait for a move back down. Nice. I mean, so yeah, it's at a nice place to sell nonetheless. So I would imagine that the sales will be looking good once some nice confirmations occur. What are the best couple? What are the best couple of money to open position now? What are the best couple of money? Do you mean what are the best trades to open now? Well, at the moment there's nothing for me anyway, so I'm not in any trades at the moment. EURUSD does look good, but like we discussed earlier, waiting for confirmation to happen there, because if the market remains like this, we could still break to the upside. So if you can get some type of break of structure, nice momentum coming through, nice bearish engulfing candle on the hourly, that would be a good entry signal. So keep an eye out for that. But at the moment, I would not enter anything now because price could still break to the upside. We have that bearish bias, but it doesn't necessarily mean the market is heading down. So we need to wait for confirmations to confirm our bias to actually trade. And at the moment, We're still correctly pushing higher. So yeah, your CHF looks good to enter, but I wouldn't say now. So yeah, if you can see that bearish engulfing coming through, that would be a nice little entry signal. But yeah, I'm gonna go through some of the dollar pairs now. I'll go through some of the dollar pairs. Euro USD, yeah, I'll take a look at that. Look at that now. Antonio, did you analyze pound yen? I think I did. I'm not sure actually. Hi FX, Yago, welcome to the stream. I'm new. Welcome. So yeah, I just analyze the charts. I share my analysis, my trades, watch list, and obviously people will share their analysis, their trades, and whatever they're looking at as well. And we just discuss current market conditions, current market, situations, what we're buying and selling. And yeah, have a good time. So if you are into that, feel free to subscribe. And that goes for everyone else as well. If you are enjoying the content, please be sure to subscribe and leave a like if you haven't done already. To be fair, yesterday's video, we hit a new record for likes in the stream. So thank you so much to everyone who liked the video yesterday, because yeah, that's a new record. I think we got to like 101, 102 likes, which is big for me at least. Okay, let me look at the dollar pairs now. So we'll start with Euro USD, the infamous Euro USD. Okay, so yeah, we are seeing some downside for Euro USD. It hasn't quite got to the area or the level I was looking to sell from. It has come into this area here. So it is kind of in that area, but I was looking for a price to come a little bit higher into 1.06, 1.07 up there into that level, which is starting to pull back. So it might not actually get there, but Euro CHF, not Euro CHF, no, I've got Euro CHF on the brain. Euro USD for me, I'm just looking at this down move as retracement. So the market is looking a little bit bearish. It's failed to rally higher. You can see this move here. We've got the high, and then we've got another lower high. So the market is failing to see some upside. So most likely the market's going to come down to find some more buyers before pushing up again. But the way I see it, the market is still bullish on the daily, the 4H and the hourly. So I'm still looking at buys for Euro USD and treating this move as retracement. Overall, I'm still kind of a bear of the market and looking for the sells. But I would still anticipate the market moving higher first before we do get that sell. I could be wrong. We could be looking to sell off already and see the continuation of the downtrend. But as things stand, if I can see something like this happen, I'll be looking for buys to take it back up again. So Euro USD, my view on it right now is I'm still bullish on the pair. Currently right now we're seeing some retracement. So the buys are definitely not quite ready yet. But if I can see some buy opportunities coming around 1.03, 1.025, I'll be keen to get into some long positions for Euro and take it back up again, because we have broken through numerous structure here on the left, broken through that high, broken through this high as well. So the market's broken through a lot of structure and also printed some really nice high lows as well, 1, 2, and 3. So if I do see some retracement here, I'll be expecting a continuation to the upside to happen sooner or later. And then maybe from there, we start to see the bigger reversal happen as well. So yeah, Euro USD, bullish bias right now, retracement, and we'll be waiting for some longs to take it higher. AUD, again, it's a little bit contradicted, because I still do expect, these dollar pairs to head lower eventually. So I do expect the strength and the DXY to kick back in. Because I'm looking at AUSD, I was looking at this on the weekend, and I'm still not confident, but I am confident, but I still trust my analysis that price can get to these levels here. So these are the COVID lows when we had that big spike in 2020. So we've got this level here. Wow, time has flied. That was already 2020. 0.61331 and 0.5590. So these levels here is what I'm expecting the market to get to. So all this upside we're seeing right now, I do expect it to be short-lived and us to come right back down into these levels. This is a really strong level here at 0.7 for AUSD. And as long as we stay below that, I'm expecting us to decline heavy back down to those levels. So with all this momentum to the upside we've seen lately, I do think, price is just getting ready to give us a lower high for a big sell-off. So, for AUSD, I'm looking at sells, but it's still a little bit too early for me to do that right now. But long term, I'm expecting price to head back down. So with Euro USD, it's kind of the same thing as well, but I'm willing to take the buys with Euro USD first before I look to sell it. So I'm willing to go long before I do get the sells. I could be wrong. Maybe price is forming that lower high to continue. You know, structure is structure, and the structure is pointing up. So I'm looking to buy until that structure changes. With Euro USD and AUD USD, similar with pound as well. Pound has printed us with these higher lows, so I do think for pound we could still see some more upside, and maybe coming from that monthly level there at 1.21, 1.22 is where we can see the bigger sell step in and then get the reversal that we're looking for to the downside. Because again, pound USD is still very much a bearish pair, which I would expect the market to sell off again eventually. Gold as well. So yeah, gold too, looking at sells for this one, coming to a very nice level. Not quite at 1800, which we were looking for, but it's at this level here, which is having a really tough time breaking through. So again, for gold, expecting to see some retracement to the downside. But at the moment, it is still a little bit too early doors to sell gold. You know, coming at these lows here, it's a bit of a late entry. Don't really want to be selling down here. If you are looking to sell gold, you want to sell it up there right now. It could be forming a higher low again to see some more upside. So it doesn't really make too much sense to enter sells there. So if you are looking to short gold, you know, I'd wait for price to move higher or break through some structure. And give us some nice confirmations, and then we've got some really nice targets to aim for with this 1726 and this 1710 level there as well. So yeah, gold at a nice little place to short, but I'm not liking the price action at the moment. If it could give me a little break of structure or something, I'll be more inclined to sell. But still a little bit too early for me to look for any entries. And also let me know your opinions as well on those charts too. What's your bias, and you know, you're looking to buy, sell? Because I know some of you on the lower time frame, so you're in higher time frame, so you guys can have contradicting biases as well. Okay, so I'll look at pound NZD for Forex Fox, no problemo. Pound CAD as well for Joey Brown. I'll take a look at USD CAD too. So USD CAD, pound NZD. If you press the directional button up or down, you will scroll your watch list much faster to find the pair you are looking for. Okay, yeah, I do see that as well. I mean, to be fair, I've kind of been doing it for so long, so I literally just press the buttons because I do have it a little bit sectioned, so it's a little bit easier to find it, and it is alphabetical order as well. But yeah, I've been doing it so long, it's just like habit now. Look at pound yen in a sell since Tuesday. It's really playing around, got overall targets at the 160 area. Okay, we'll take a look at pound yen as well. No problem. Pound yen hourly, I see a bearish pennant, low buy volume divergence, and we're struggling around. Yeah, I mean, that's why I haven't really looked to trade pound yen, because it's been so corrective, and it's been difficult to find some good entries with it, because you know, when a price action is corrective like that, it has to break a lot of structure for it to see a good down move. So that's why I've kind of looked to stay away from pound yen. But I do have a bearish bias for it. So yeah, I do have a bearish bias, but it's not a really good entry for me. USD MXN, okay, interesting little pair. We'll take a look. Does your dad trade? Yeah, he still does dabble in the market. Doesn't trade it all the time, but he still. Oh, I just hit my elbow on the table. He still is fairly active. My goal for next year, Miko, is to make my account all earnings, as in retiring all my invested money and keep all earnings for trading. Nice. Again, I mean, that's it, because with trading, you know, it allows you to have all that kind of time just once you got capital, at least anyway. You know, just to, you know, constantly dabble into the markets, take what you need, and do whatever you want afterwards. Obviously, you need discipline and the strategy and the skill set, of course. But once you got good capital and the skill set, all you need to do is just get that capital, dabble into the markets when you need it, and then go do whatever you want, to be fair. But yeah, I mean, investing is good as well, because obviously you just put it somewhere and you forget about it. But obviously trading, you're going to get much better returns than investing, or you would expect to, at least. Pon B Joe, thank you so much for subscribing. Hope you have what? No, just thank you so much for subscribing. Anyone else is liking the content, please be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe as well. It does really help out the channel. Okay, so yeah, so with the dollar pairs, I'm looking at them coming down, but it's still a little bit too early door for me right now. Need to wait for a bit more development, and then I'll start looking for the shorts. But Euro USD and pound, if I am looking to trade this, it would be buy positions once this retracement phase is over. And again, I wouldn't look to push it too far, because I still do expect the market to eventually sell off. So I'll just see what I can get with those pairs. But Euro USD, still looking for those buys. If I can get a hold of them, maybe actually tomorrow might get something potentially, or if not next week. But yeah, pound yen, I'll take a look in a bit more detail about pound CAD, pound NZD, and USD CAD. So pound NZD, where are you? Okay, so pound NZD has been a bit of a nuisance, to be fair. It's been consolidating quite a lot. This is the pairs that is one of the pairs on my watch list that I'm looking to short, but it's just been ridiculous. The price action, haven't really managed to get a good entry. So pound NZD over here. So looking for a push into one of these two levels for the market to sell off. It had a really aggressive retest of that level yesterday or the day before. And quite aggressive sell-off. It's back there now, but because it's so sideways, it doesn't look good to trade anymore. Unless when you're on the low time frames, then maybe, but the swing that I'm looking for doesn't look really good to trade it anymore, unless we get a push into this level here around 1.96. Then I'm interested again to sell pound NZD, something like this, push from the high to the low, back into the 0.5. That's what I'd be expecting price to continue down from. But right now, this here is just is a big consolidation, really. So I'm not really interested in selling. But if I can see a push into this level here, that would be fantastic. And from there is where I expect the market to head all the way back down, and maybe even back down to 1.89 as well. So for me, for Wednesday, I do have a sell bias, but I'm waiting for it to push a little bit higher into 1.96, and then from 1.96 as well, look for my execution. But it's just not quite what I'm looking for right now. So yeah, a little bit more upside, and then I will consider actually selling the pair. But in terms of bias, for now, as long as it stays below 1.96, it's still bearish and looking for price to head lower. Pound CAD and USD CAD. So USD CAD has started to find a little bit of a bottom last time I checked. Yeah, USD CAD's finding a little bit of a bottom. So I was looking for this one to push a little bit further into 1.32. But it doesn't look like it's quite managing to get there. So we've got 1.32 here. You can see it came pretty close, but it's starting to find its feet again. So if we could actually start to form, maybe a double bottom here, I do think we could actually be looking at USD CAD going back bullish again. This has been like our kind of like neckline, so to speak, because we have that kind of head and shoulder of left head, right shoulder, and then we had the breakout, the retest, and the continuation. But I do think, because the higher time frames are still bullish, we could be looking to form another major higher low. You can see we've been forming these higher lows consistently. I do think we can form another one around here. If I do whip out the old fib, we're probably coming into a nice level. Yeah, around the 0.5, 0.618, so that little window there as well. So I do think there is a lot of room to the upside for USD CAD. I do think there is a lot of upside for USD CAD. It's still a little bit early to actually trade. I mean, I know it has kind of formed a bit of a bottom there. It's broken through the high, retested. But nonetheless, we still do have this bearish momentum, which we can't just forget. So with USD CAD, we might see a bit more upside, but I wouldn't be surprised if we come right back down again and see another lower high form. Like we had one here, we could see another one develop maybe slightly higher up around there-ish, and we could see another move back down, and that's when I'll start looking for my positions to get long, because then we're coming right back to these areas, and we start rejecting, start holding. That's when I expect the market to maybe find its feet again and push bullish. So that's similar to what I'm looking at Euro USD as well. You know, one more push to the upside, and maybe from there we start looking for the sells to come right back down again. So yeah, USD CAD at the moment coming to an area where sells could look good to take it back down, and then from around 1.325, 1.32, buys could be looking very good to take it back up again, and maybe back to highs, And pound CAD, pound CAD rallied yesterday. It broke through its resistance. I was expecting the market to hold this level, but it actually broke through. Now it's trading back above. So pound CAD is still looking quite bullish. It looks like it's retracing, but with the way it's developing now, it looks like we could be in for a bit of a reversal here for pound CAD. So if this thing could come back down, to this area here, I do think buys will look good and just look to push it back up again, because we'll be consistent with these higher highs and higher lows, which tells us that the reversal could be likely. And even from a bigger perspective, you had that big kind of climax to the downside, and since then the market has faked these lows, but it's been consistent with the higher highs and higher lows. So pound CAD, after clearing those highs, you can see a pullback into 1.575. Buys from there would make a lot more sense to take it back up again. And again, back to the highs there, that would look good. Any further might be a little bit tricky. But yeah, pound CAD nonetheless, buys are starting to look very good now, and we could actually be in for a bit of a reversal. So yeah, pull back into one of those areas. And by that area, I mean 1.575. Buys do look good. Do you have a bullish bias for pound CAD? You're looking for, to buy pound CAD? Might see some upside. I mean, Euro CAD, its cousin, has seen a lot of upside, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, Euro CAD has seen a lot of upside. So maybe pound CAD could look to do that same as well. But yeah, pound gen's been very corrective, so that's why I haven't been looked to trade it yet. It's been very, very corrective. It's difficult to find good entries to short. It's similar to what Euro CHF is doing. We'll come into some good areas where we could look to roll over, but you can see it's just very, very corrective. So when you see that momentum come through to tell me that, okay, now it's time the market is likely to roll over. We could be seeing that now, but it's too early to tell. So pound yen, still looking for that lower high. You've got one up there, second over there, made another low, looking at a third for another drive to the downside, back into 163. I think someone was talking about sells into 160, which is a bit of aggressive target, because the high time frame trend is still pretty bullish. So 160 is slightly aggressive, because we haven't really had any sign, or we have had a sign that the market is starting to tire, but not necessarily break structure and come back down again. We had this big drop, but clearing out so many lows, but it turned out to be a bit of a fake move. And on the monthly chart, just left behind a big wick, which tells us that was just a fake move to the downside, maybe just to grab liquidity so it can move higher, which it did end up doing. So sells for pound yen look good, but it's only good on the 4H hourly. And looking for a move to 160, requires a lot of momentum. So obviously follow your plan. Do what you need to do, because at the end of the day, I don't have a crystal ball of where price will go. So it well could get to 160, and you well could take advantage of a really nice swing trade. But I would say look to take some partials, and as price goes in your direction, secure profits, because you're asking a lot from the market to get down to 160. We well could come into this area and start finding the bullish trend again. So yeah, sells do look good, but I need some momentum to come back in. Hopefully we can see that pretty soon. But yeah, the yen pairs have been a little bit, CAD yen still trading at the support. Has it broken through? Not really. Still kind of holding on. CHF JPY, I don't know what that pair is doing. That pair is looking awful. Euro yen, that's kind of just consolidating as well. It tried to roll over on Tuesday, but big rejection, came back up again. Now it's respecting the resistance. Again, very, very choppy, not really too interested in selling. AJ probably does look good though, because that lower high placement there, and now it's breaking structure again. So AJ probably looks good for shorts, and JPY, it has broken through that structure there, and now it's printing a lower high as well. Now starting to take those lower highs, so this one looks not bad as well for some sells. But yeah, the higher time frames are very, very messy, so I'm not too particularly keen on actually getting short on that pair just yet. But yeah, the yen pairs a little bit here nor there for me. Hey, thank you so much, Golden Boy, for subscribing. Much appreciated. Okay, so I look at peso, USD MXN, no problemo. Vince in the house. Welcome, Vince. How are you doing? Yeah, Moch is here. Moderator. Leonardo, pound yen has not been moving like that this week. I mean, it hasn't been moving well this week. It's been very, very choppy. I mean, the week pretty much opened up around where it opened. It opened here, and here-ish, and it's just been choppy to the upside. So pound yen's been very, very corrective to trade. On the low time frames, you probably get a little bit more opportunities with the up-down moves into support. So it probably looks a little bit better on the lower time frames to trade. But on the hourly, 4 hour, it looks awful. It looks awful. C3rd US oil. Okay, we'll take a look. No problem. DXY pump, everything dump. Yeah, true. DXY does dictate the play of a lot of pairs, and even some pairs that are not even partnered with dollar. Dollar has a big influence in, which is why when we see any big news event for dollar, almost every other pair is affected as well. Not as much, but it is affected to some extent. I likely execute a sell if we break previous 1H low on gold. We'll anticipate price to continue downward volume of New York, and we'll be targeting 1756 area. So if it breaks through that candlestick low there, so the current hourly candle. Okay, I see. Yeah, I mean, I suppose we can. It's not really a strategy that I look at, of course, which is perfectly fine, because that's the strategy you're trading. But with that momentum, I wouldn't be surprised if we do. You said 1756, so coming into this low here, that would make a lot of sense as well. So yeah, it does make sense. It does make sense. Not a trade that fits my plan of what I'm looking for, but I see why you would take that trade. As long as it fits your plan, then go ahead. EuroCHF has created multiple wicks to the upside, rejecting previous support. Yeah, it has done that. EuroCHF has done that. It has rejected many times, but it's the momentum I'm really looking for. That will give me the entry trigger, because nonetheless, with these wicks to the upside, it could still break through. I mean, you can still look to enter. If it fits your entry requirements, but I would look for momentum. It might mean a slightly later entry, so you have a bit of a wider stop loss than you would like to, but it gives you a much safer entry to get into the trade, because at the same time, price could still look to go high. It doesn't have to come lower. We already had a pretty aggressive sell here, and the market came straight into this low and came straight back up again, which is not necessarily a great sign. Because we have tapped the level before, but prices failed to continue. So you want to see momentum to come back in, because if not, price might actually look to rally straight through. So the wicks are a good sign, and it adds more confidence to the trade. But momentum is the real thing that I'm looking for. If you are looking for wicks, then obviously look to enter on that if you want to. But momentum is the key thing, because with this structure here, we could place many wicks and still break through as well. But yeah, it is prior support term resistance, so it is at a nice area. But for me, I would not look to enter until that momentum comes. Every time EURUSD has gotten bullish momentum, there has been a news reason. I see EURUSD continuing to roll over this week, retrace. Maybe next week continue going long, but there would, I mean, you're running out of characters to write with. Yeah, so Euro USD, true, we have seen that. To be fair, we have seen that, but I mean, yeah, with the longs I'm looking for, I probably wouldn't expect it to form early as Friday, but most likely next week anyway. So I do think the buys will start looking good next week. It's a little bit too early right now. Right now, the market is looking a little bit bearish after failing to head higher. You know, we are placing these lower highs here in the market, 1, 2, 3. So it looks like we are seeing the seller step in, but I'm still bullish for now for Euro USD. So I know we're seeing some downside, but I'm still looking at that as retracement for the market to find its feet again before going higher. And I might not get those buys till next week. So yeah, I do agree with that, Dylan. I do agree with that. On the lower time frames, the sales might make a little bit more sense, but for me, the buys are still the best bet for now and where I see the market heading towards. What is considered good capital? I mean, it depends. It depends. Good capital is, well, it depends on your goal as well, because if your goal is to have, just money on the side, which you're trading, then you don't really need to have big capital. If you have, I know your main income is your main job or whatever you're doing. But if you're looking to go full time, you need a lot more capital. And some people full time have huge capital as well, which is obviously going to be considered good capital as well. But it depends. It depends. What your expenses are. It really does depend on what your expenses are. Some people with a lot more expenses need a lot bigger capital. Depends on your expenses, your responsibility as well. If you've got a family to feed too, that will definitely depend on that. Sometimes you need 10k, or sometimes you need 100k. US 30, what you think? Okay, we'll take the US 30. I'm learning a lot from your analysis. Great to hear for this. Great to hear. I did say I was going to look at the pair. I'll look at the DXY because I'm interested to see what's happening there. I'll take a look at oil as well and peso USD MXN. I honestly think Euro USD is done and due to roll over. US traders are glorified weathermen. You share glorified weathermen in business of forecasting and pay better to stick to your plan. I'm not looking at the fundamentals too much, me personally, but again, all I'm trading is my plan. Like you said, better to stick to your plan. All I'm trading is my plan, and the structure has shifted for Euro USD. So I do think we're more than likely to see some downside, but at the moment, unless things change, I'm going to treat that as retracement. I'm going to look to buy it back up again. At the moment, things are looking bearish, so it's difficult to see the buys, but I do expect them to come, if not by Friday, probably next week, Monday, Tuesday, to take it back up again. So that's why I'll be looking at Euro. I am still a bear overall, so as we come up into this zone here, if we do, of course, that's when I'll start looking for the reversals to actually short Euro USD back down again. But at the moment, this downside, I'm still looking at some buys coming back in. DXY, same here as well. I'll be looking at some sells coming back in. This strong down move, I do expect us to come back up again, find some resistance somewhere, and sell off back down again. We could still see DXY come and retest this huge level here at 104, 103. Before going bullish maybe, so we'll see, but nonetheless, structure is bearish here, so I'm looking to sell looking to sell DXY, so buy Euro USD. Okay, so I'll look at peso, USD MXN, I'll go into oil as well. So peso finding a little bit of feet now as well. Again, with this one, we're still looking for another big move to the upside. We've just managed to clear these lows here. So we clear these lows here and these lows. So we could be seeing some buys step back in now to the upside. Again, it's a little bit aggressive, but it still looks like a half decent opportunity. I would wait for some structure to get broken first, because at the moment you can see the consistent lower highs the market's been placing here. So it's really difficult to buy into this. Because more than likely the market will come up, find resistance, and come right back down again. But the fact that we are starting to stall here, you can see we're starting to form some equal lows, some higher lows. It's a sign that the market is starting to find a bit of a bottom. So if you can start breaking some structure, I do think we can see a move to the upside for peso. As you can see, every time we do take out, one of these major lows, the market springs back up. So I would expect to see another spring back up again, maybe to retest this broken structure here around 19.8. So buys for peso look good, but I'd wait for some structure to be printed to the upside first before actually looking to enter any long trades for peso. Because at the moment the trend is still very much down. Okay, so I hope that made sense. Watched you on Trader Nick's channel, by the way. Nice content. Thank you, Feisty Tom, or Feisty Tom. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have come from Trader Nick as well. Yeah, so hello to everyone who's come from Trader Nick. Ambazonian here. I mean, I forgot to research that yesterday. But welcome, Kingdom Gold. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're good. Started following you last week, and for me being 2 years in my trading journey, your analysis and the way you view the market definitely took my trading to the next level. Great to hear, Dominique. Keep it up. You keep up as well, my man. Keep it up. 2 years deep. Good to see that. I mean, again, with the 2 years, not necessarily profitable, but you do have a lot of experience in the market, so you just need to keep it up. Again, with trading, it's all about just finding your edge and then just learning as much about that edge as possible. Not trying to, you're not trying to be the jack of all trades. You're trying to be the master of one thing. So make sure, you find something that resonates with you, and you just work at it, improving it. Vince, I'm good. How's the weather that side? Yeah, the weather's being a little bit dead, I'm not gonna lie. It's mainly just clouds and rain, more clouds, bit of fog, cold and wind. So it's not quite the Maldives. But as a person who's lived in the UK all my life, I'm used to it pretty much. I'm used to it. Okay, so we'll take a look at oil now. Okay, so oil not looking too good. Oil looks like it could be heading back down to here. I'm looking at the structure of oil. I'm seeing the lower highs present since June this year. Price is still consistently placing lower high after lower high, and I'm really liking that double top the market is just placed in there. This is the neckline, so once that snaps, we have a pretty high chance we're going to head right back down to 76.39. So yeah, for oil, shorts look very, very good. I wouldn't be so keen to short right now because number one, we're a little bit corrective, and number two, we're coming into a strong support. So if you can bounce back up again at the lower high like we've been doing here, nice little short there to the downside. More importantly, if you can break through this 83, the retest of that will be something nice to consider as well. But in terms of direction, this is where I expect the market to be heading towards in the near future. We tried to have that reversal. With this move here, but we failed at the highs. Strong rejection. That's why we expect the price there to next now for oil. So more downside for this one. More downside. Back down to 76.39, especially if 83 can break. So yeah, just wait for some retracement to short it back down again. Okay, so US 30, okay, I'll take a look as well. Hi Didier, welcome to the stream, hope you're good. Yeah, structure has shifted, Euro USD, yeah, exactly, that's why I'm looking for longs, because, the structure shifted from bearish to bullish. So, as a person who follows structure as their bias, as their direction in the market, why would I be looking for sales? Just because I think the market's going to go down eventually? Yeah, sure, but it's not part of my plan. So if I take any sales right now, it doesn't make too much sense to me. Obviously, someone else it might do, but not for me. Sorry, I put Praveen on timeout for 300 seconds. I need time to check the details of Miko on the rules. Yeah, no problem much. I mean, again, I've accidentally removed people from the stream before. Yeah, so it's not as bad as that. But yeah, we're not going to be experts at the start as well. I mean, I'm learning and you're learning as well. But yeah, I've removed people from the stream accidentally before, so I'm not a great moderator either. But we'll get there. Dominique, you were saying you waiting for momentum on your CHF. Is that the momentum bearish candle on the 4H or just a big down push and a retest of the area it broke from the start? Looking for sales. Yeah, I'm just looking for price to see some downside here, basically, because where's your CHF? There we are. Because basically we have seen a very corrective structure, and like I was saying yesterday, I don't like selling into corrective structure. Well, Praveen, you're really going for that, aren't you? I was looking to sell. I don't like selling corrective structure. I like when price, gives me nice clean retracements. These make for a really nice push. Not when it's so like this. Very, very difficult to find some good sells unless it breaks through that structure. Then yeah, the sells look good afterhand. But I wouldn't look to call the top here. I'd wait for it to break through and then start entering the sells. So basically give that momentum to break through, and that could be a nice entry candle, because if not, it could still just push higher and push higher back to the resistance up there. So yeah, with your CHF, bearish bias, for sure, with what's going on with the daily and the higher time frames and the fact that we're in this larger downtrend and now we're coming back to retest a key support. So the trend, the directional bias is very straightforward, but the entry is a little bit more complicated. So yeah, if I can see the momentum come through, a nice big bearish candle breaking through, that would be a nice entry signal. But right now, it's just really, really corrective. So I need to see the momentum come through. So as for the time frame, I'm talking about the hourly. 4H, you can wait for that as well. That will just give you more confirmation. Your entry will be slightly further away from the entry level, so your risk to reward won't be as good, or your stop loss will be a little bit bigger. But obviously with the 4H confirmation, you get a stronger confirmation. The higher the time frame, the more trustworthy the price action is. So 4H, yeah, perfectly fine, but I'll be looking at the hourly to see if I can get that shift in direction to the downside for the sells. Yo, Pravian, I'll take a look at 80 CAD, man. Relax. 80 CAD is not going anywhere. Speech from UK Chancellor in 2 minutes about tax. Big news coming surely, causing GP to drop massively. Actually, I haven't looked at the economic calendar. Let me actually have a look now. Okay, so let's see what we have here. So Thursday. Okay, so yeah, we do have a UK statement out in 54 minutes at 12:30. And we do have some dollar news coming out later as well. Did not see that. I mean, we'll look at the pound pairs. Are they doing anything? Pound AUD. What is pound USD? Pound USD. Yeah, it's not really doing too much right now. And we do have that news in an hour that I don't know might cause something. It does say high impact on my FX book, so we'll be interested to see what happens with that. But I'm not really seeing too much right now. As to a massive push, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure if it'll be massive, but might see the market affected a little bit, but I'm not sure about massive push. No problem. Uchena, no problem. Omkit, welcome to the stream. Hello from Indonesia. I have fans for you. Thank you so much. Much appreciate support Miko's logical approach and advice by liking. Thank you so much. Then yeah, guys, if you are enjoying the stream, please be sure to leave a like on the stream. It does really help out the stream as well, and subscribe if you haven't done already. Wow, Praveen, you've really gone for it, haven't you, with those comments? Miko, your view on candles with no wicks. I don't really have too much of a view on it. It's not like I look out for candles with no wicks. If a candle doesn't have it, well, it depends what you're talking about. If you're talking about like a live candle with no wick, say the candle's opened up and it's going up and doesn't have a bottom wick, then sometimes you can see the candle come back, pull back and give the bottom wick. If you're talking about a closed candle with no wick, it just means momentum's very strong in a particular direction. So if you see a strong bullish candle with no wick to the upside, it means that there's a lot of momentum to the upside, and most likely the following candle will probably just push up as well, and likewise to the downside too. But yeah, it's not something that I look at. I look at specifically for if the candle doesn't have a wick to the downside, and it's an entry candle for me, I'm still taking the trade. Vice versa as well. But yeah, it's nothing too major that warrants me looking for something else really in the market. Investrology, welcome to the stream. Can you take a look at WIG 20 Polish Index? Okay. Have you asked me to look at that before? I'll take a look at it though. And obviously 80 CAD. Is this 80 CAD as well? Yeah, key calm, relax 100%. I have to spam the chat like that. Now I can read the first and the second and the third and fourth and fifth message. Yeah, you don't have to ban him. Just relax, Praveen. Just relax. I'll take a look at pound CAD. Okay, so look at the Polish index. Okay, so what is that? Week 20. Okay. Interesting stuff. Ooh, it's not been looking too good for the Polish index. Not at all. Okay, so yeah, this is definitely the first time looking at the market. You might have asked me before, but if you had, I should have drawings on it. So yeah, it's probably my first time looking at it. But yeah, so it's not looking too good. It's not looking too good, to be honest. Markets have been forming some lower highs. We could actually be looking at pushing down again, to be fair. Based on how things are looking, I like the push to the upside, but I wouldn't expect it to be to start flying. So yeah, I mean, in terms of direction, I'll probably expect price to actually probably continue back down again. It's a very, very choppy market here. So yeah, I'll be expecting to probably head back down again and start forming another lower high, because this downtrend has been in sync, technically since October last year, but in the grand scheme of things, we've been in a downtrend since basically that high got formed there. Lower highs, which is all the way back in 2006, which is crazy. So yeah, with this one, I mean, the structure is still pointing down, and the structure is all I have really to focus on as well. So it's a strong rally, but it hasn't really done anything in terms of structure. So naturally, I'll be expecting the sellers to step back in. We're starting to create a zone here around 1750, 1760. So if we come back and respect that again, that could be a nice entry signal to short it. But yeah, in terms of direction, I'm expecting this to come right back down, and you've got some clear targets to work with as well for the trade. But at the moment, everything is looking bearish here, long term and short term as well. So yeah, 1760, nice little resistance price is creating. If price can retest that, that could be a nice little place to focus some shorts on it as well. Okay, I'll take a look at you better smash the like button after 80 CAD. Yeah, I'll take a look at 80 CAD as well. Vince, wait. Your views on candles without wicks. Sorry, Miko, network issues. Oh yeah, basically I just said that I don't really focus on candles without wicks too much. I don't really see it as anything too special. I know some people do look at it a lot, but if the current candle does have a wick in one particular direction but doesn't have it in the other, sometimes it will retrace to go and create the other wick. It's not like I have a strategy based on that. Some people do, but not me. If a candle has like no wick, like for example like this candle here, it just means there's a lot of momentum in the market currently. Well, it does have a small wick. This one doesn't have any wicks here, so it looks like the momentum just has, you know, a lot of momentum in the market right now. Looks like the candle has a lot of momentum, and you expect it to continue in that direction. So yeah, candles without wicks, nothing too important for me in my trading. If it doesn't have a wick, it doesn't have a wick. It just means there's a lot of momentum, you know, in the candle, and that's just about it. But yeah, AUD CAD, I'll take a look. I'll take a look at Euro CHF as well. Pound CHF just took off. Okay, we'll take a look at Pound CHF too. No problem, Vince. Happy to help. Happy to help. Have a good day as well. Miko, you're totally ignoring me. I mean, to be fair, AUD CAD, I will take a look, mate. I will take a look. To be fair, I've actually really looked at it early in the stream, so if you just went back a bit, you would have found it. But yeah, AUD CAD, do have a sell bias for this one, looking for price to come back down to some of these levels here. It was actually my bonus pair, to be fair, AUD CAD, on my watch list. So I am looking at sells, but right now it's testing the zone that I was looking for. Price to hold as resistance is actually, you know, testing as support. So I'm not looking to short AUD CAD just yet. I'm waiting for a bit more development before I actually look to short. It has broke outside this consolidation, so this could be the lower high, the next major lower high in the making, you know, since this one over here. So I'm looking at sells for AUD CAD, but it's still a little bit too early doors for me right now. I'm looking to see if we can get back below 0.89, and that's when I'll start looking for some shorts to take advantage of this bearish trend. Because if I'm right, price will probably eventually make it right back down to these lows. So I'm not too bold about trying to find the entries right up there because it's just slightly more risky. And I'm not going to take advantage of the whole move anyway. So I can still find good risk to reward opportunities with good probable trades slightly lower down, especially back underneath this 0.89 level. So yeah, AUD CAD, I'm looking at sells for push back down to this level here at 0.87800, but I do want us to get back below 0.89, which is this level here, and then I'll look for some shorts to the downside. But yeah, nothing quite yet though. Nothing quite yet. Do have a sell bias though. Okay, so Praveen, you're really trying to get removed from the stream, aren't you? Okay. No problem, happy to help. Okay, so yeah, I'll take a look at Pound Swiss and Euro CHF as well. Pound pairs, yeah, I'll quickly scan over them as well. Also retest 200 EMA on daily chart. So yeah, if you already know what you're doing, then why are you going crazy on AUD CAD? Okay, so where's Pound CHF? Oh wow, really nice push to the downside. Okay, is that pound reacting to the news then? So yeah, we are seeing a little bit of downside there for pound there, a bit of a spike. Let me go on like the 15-minute. Yeah, so that's just happened. So that's probably the news that you're talking about for pound. So euro pound, big spike up. Pound AUD, big spike down. Hasn't been too crazy though. It was obviously reacted to that, but it's nothing too crazy. Pound yen, big spike to the downside, starting to pick up some pace there as well. Pound Swiss as well. Be interesting to see how these candles close though. You know, whether they pull back completely in the next 13 minutes by the time the candle closes, or do they maintain that momentum? That will be interesting to see, because if they do, then we could look at pound Swiss, pound JPY, pound USD seeing a lot more downside, or it could be a bit of a fake move as well, which we'll see by the end of the candle when it closes. But yeah, Euro CHF, what's going on here? Euro CHF starting to pick up pace, but it's not really the momentum I'm liking to see. I know it's bearish, slight below the trend line, but I want to see some real momentum coming back in, like something we saw here. That's a really nice entry candle. Right now, price is kind of still just fluctuating in this mess, so it doesn't look too good to short. But yet again, the candle still has 12, 13 minutes before it does close. So it's nothing we're going to enter right now, but it could be looking to develop a little bit better soon, but nothing right now. Nothing right now. So yeah, we have seen some downside for Aussie pairs. Looks like AUD is a little bit weak and the dollar's been a little bit strong, but nothing that warrants me to get into any positions. But yeah, the pound pairs have been a little bit excited over the past few minutes. And so CHF is a little bit strong as well, as I just flick through the pairs. But yeah, so yeah, pound yen, the sells could be on for this one, but it's still very corrective, so I'm not looking to enter any trades just yet. But in terms of direction, I still do see more downside for pound yen. But yeah, it's not looking the best. It's not looking the best to actually just enter. And especially because it's the news that's giving us that move as well, it can sometimes be a little bit deceiving. If you're already in the trade, see it through. But we still got these lows here that price needs to start breaking, and I want to see how this candle closes in 11 minutes, if we hold the momentum or not. But yeah, the JPY pairs have been a little bit hit and miss this week. ADJPY unfortunately did get stopped out on that one. Stop loss was in a good place, but it just came and took me out before seeing the down move there. So it could have been a nice little sell here for ADJPY, but sometimes you're going to get trades that just take you out, and some pairs that give you good trades, but just take you out of the trade beforehand. Euro AD, Euro CHF made a lot of noise in the chat today. Yeah, Euro CHF has. Euro CHF probably one of the least traded pairs. One of the least traded pairs. So it's interesting to see that. Euro CHF looking for sell. Yeah, I would just wait for the candle to close. Wait for the candle to close before actually selling. Keep trying the backgrounds, Miko. Eventually we'll settle on something we all like or can handle. Yeah, I will take another look. I didn't look yesterday, but I did spend like 45 minutes looking through backgrounds the day before. I didn't really find anything, so I just kept it with this. But I will take another look. Maybe something that is not moving. Maybe something with no flashing lights either. So yeah, I will take a look because I do like to spice it up. And I think the background can work. I just need to keep it a little bit more simple. But hey, it's all about trial and error. So yeah, any last pairs people want me to look at, just leave it down in the chat and I'll take a look. Euro AUD, so like I said earlier, I'm looking for buys for this one back up to 1.56400 up there. Yeah, I'm looking for buys, but at the moment, still no real good opportunity to actually buy the pair. We're kind of still floating up at that level there. So if you could look for a pullback somewhere and a retest of a level, that would be nice for some entries. And a push back into the highs up there would be very, very nice indeed. And I would expect us to actually probably take out the highs there as well. You can see every time we do sell off, the market finds a lot of momentum very, very quickly. I had a really strong sell-off a couple of days ago. Yeah, on Tuesday, market respected the lows and a big move to the upside as well. So I would imagine the buyers are holding firm and for us to probably move up a lot higher as well for your AUD. So it looks like we could be seeing a lot more AUD weakness from what I've seen. How's pound AUD looking? Pound AUD not looking as clean at all. Respect to the lows, yes, but it's a little bit messy. Euro AUD I can make a lot more sense of. Pound AUD is yeah, it's just a little bit messy. So is Euro AUD to some extent, but it looks like we've just seen a strong impulse in the market, correctional phase, and I would expect the impulse to come back again for Euro AUD as well. A buy at 4H double bottom. Nice entry, Praveen. I mean, I'll be expecting price to get out. Where's your take profit for the trade? You lost all money? Who has lost all money? I'm hold this trade or not? I mean, well, that's completely up to you, Praveen. I mean, you gotta have a plan for your trades, and that's why you trade it. Like I said, that's where I expect the market to go. I could be wrong. The market could fall. It could come back down again. I don't really have a good entry to buy, so I'm not in any longs, but I will be looking to get into some longs. But yeah, it's up to you. Where's your target? Where's your target? No, I haven't actually looked at US 100 yet. I haven't actually looked at US 100. We'll take a look now. Okay, so US 100 price is, so price is coming into that level there. It took out those highs. So I said yesterday, sales look really good for this one. Once we start forming some lower highs, which we are starting to do right now. So if we can pull back to some of these areas, I do think US 100 can see a lot more downside and come right back down to some of these areas here. So was this 11100? This one looks good for a nice level for a target, or even this area here with that wick, just beforehand, because we might find support there as well. But yeah, US 100, I do see more downside for this one. I do see more downside. The price has taken up the highs, yes, but in the grand scheme of things, the downtrend is still intact. So we could be looking at another major lower high forming, like we did over there. Another one forming over here as well, which could give us a strong move to the downside. So US 100, I'm looking at sells for this one, expecting another move back down. As for entries, retest the resistance there, or even the retest of this support level will look good. Probably want to drop to maybe the hourly or 30-minute, even 50-minute for these entries to refine it. Yeah, I would expect more downside for US 100 as well. US 30, I'm looking for something similar. Looks like we could be looking to clear those lows out, so that looks pretty good too. US 500 looking good as well, starting to form some lower highs there, so we could actually be looking at price coming back down to some of these areas. So yeah, I do think the sales for the indices do look good. It's not kind of confirmed yet if they're going to see a really big move down, but at the moment you can see the structure here. This is US 500 still with the consistent lower highs. I wouldn't be surprised if the market's going to form another one right there, another lower high for another big move to the downside. Is there a trend line? Is there a trend line? Sort of. It's not the cleanest trend line in the world, but it does kind of fit the picture of lower high, lower high, lower high. Potentially could be seeing another one, and again another move back down to the downside where we could break the lows and continue. So yeah, the sells for the indices are on. Like I said, it's not confirmed yet if they'll come back down to these lows, because we still do have these high lows here where the market could come and start pushing again. But in terms of where they're trading, they're trading at some very, very nice areas. Okay. And I'm holding my winners, okay. Make stop loss 0.02 pips and treat this as a paid to you lesson. Well, you see, you lost all your buddy. Yeah, I don't understand that. If it goes against you, you make little money. If it goes with you, you pull out 100% profit. Yeah, true. I mean, with a small stop loss like that, again, but you're going to probably experience a lot of losers there. I mean, well, it depends how far in profit he is, to be fair. Yeah, probably, with that sort of material, I might have to get you removed, my man. If Motch is still on the stream. I mean, to be fair, I can actually just remove you now, to be fair. Go to Roger Banks. I say that with the utmost respect. Why go to Roger Banks? But yeah, we are coming to the end of the stream. So any last minute pairs, leave it down in the chat. I'll be looking at ADJY for some sells on this one, and UAD buys too. If I get anything, I'll let you guys know in the chat. I'll let you guys know in the old Telegram. So feel free to check it out if you want to. Hey, he's been removed. Nice. Is that Moch stepping in there, coming in clutch? Don't fight, be calm, of course. Because is he rude to his streams? I had no idea. I've never actually watched a stream from Roger Banks before, so I have no idea. But I didn't know that. No problem, Anus. No problem, man. Thank you so much for coming onto the stream. Thank you so much for coming onto the stream. You too, Kingdom Gal. Dylan, much appreciated. Chin up. Have a great day. Thank you, bro. Moch, if he's a legit subscriber, I didn't want to just kick him out. Maybe we can educate him too. I mean, true. I mean, the more people that come in the stream, the more different variation people you're gonna get. Some people, will be like legit people, but I don't know, maybe just having a bad day or something. But I mean, no one spams the chat that much. To be fair, you don't say 80 CAD 24 times. I can understand 2 or 3 times if maybe I missed your message, but you don't do it like 24 times. And he's getting angry that I'm ignoring him. Yeah, I wonder why. Don't put exactly. I mean, again, all respect. I mean, everyone else in the chat, they paste their messages. Sometimes I do miss them. They paste it again. I'll catch it the next time. I mean, that's just how it works. I treat everyone, the same as well. And if you just put 80 CAD down, I would have looked at it straight away. But yeah, thank you so much for coming to the stream, everyone. I will be actually. I completely forgot. I will be live again later with Trading Nick and A1 Trading. So I'll leave a link to that in my Telegram group. So feel free to check it out. We'll leave a link in the description to that. But yeah, we'll be live later again at around 3 p.m. UK time. So in about 3 hours from now, we'll be live with them. So if you want to see some more analysis from myself and from them, of course, tune into that stream. If I do get anything, I'll let you guys know in my Telegram group. And if you are looking for a broker, I do have a affiliate link to IC Markets up there as well. So feel free to check it out if you want to. But thank you so much for coming onto the stream, guys. We do have some news coming out later, so do be careful if you are in any positions. But yeah, I'll let you guys know if I do get anything. Have a great day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.